right, so we've learned about paragraphs. We've learned about inline styles versus internal styles. We're going to keep working on this internal style sheet here. What I'm going to do though is I don't need these paragraphs. So I'm going to go to these paragraphs. I really was just using them to show you how it was cascading. And I'm going to delete these paragraphs out of here. I'm going to go ahead and delete the paragraph at the end of the article. And then what I'm also going to do is I am going to delete these inline styles on the header and the article. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that they're gone and I don't have to make sure that I have removed them later, because we're going to bring them again inside of this style up here. And to be honest, we really don't need anything inside this style tag because we've already coded it. We've already coded it over in our CodePen. All of it's right here. We've already coded all of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and keep just the opening style and the closing style and delete everything else. I know it seems like we did a lot of work that we didn't need, but you now understand an inline versus an internal style. So what we're going to do is go to our CodePen here, and we're going to take literally all of our CSS. Now, it's very important that you get all of it. So I'm going to click in the CSS box. I'm going to hit Control A on my keyboard. Control A will select all, and then I'm going to copy it with Control C. You can also right-click, copy, whatever you want to do. I'm then going to go ahead and go back to Dreamweaver, and I'm going to be inside of my styles tag, inside my head, and I'm going to paste. Control V to paste. And then what's really cool is we go in live mode and all of your coding is there and it works and you're done and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay. But what I want to point out is we just put a whole style sheet in CSS inside of our HTML. So when we saw this in CodePen, we had boxes. CodePen told us where to put the HTML. It told us where to put the CSS. We now have told the browser where the CSS is by doing a style tag. And if you hit this condense menu, you'll see that this is the style tag, and that's all of our CSS. So whatever we had in that CSS box would go in here, and then everything else would go in our body tag, right? All that stuff that we were creating for the page would go in the body tag. And those are the two areas you would put these in. Now, this is an internal style sheet and it's working great. And if you were to keep this internal style sheet like this, you really should make sure it's clean coding. So I'm going to go ahead and tab some stuff in. If you highlight multiple lines, you can tab in and keep the remaining tabbing there. And it should look nice and clean inside that style tag. And if you tab it in further, you'll see that it is within there. And all of your stuff works. So here's the next question. Is our website only going to be one page, or is it going to be multiple pages? It's probably going to be multiple pages. If I go to the McDonald's website, it's a multiple page website, right? I have this first page where it's like, hey, welcome to this page. But if I go to McCafe, that's a whole nother site. That's a whole nother page. It now says mccafe.html up here. This is a new page. So when you have a website is made up of multiple web pages. So we're going to make multiple pages. Now, what I think is important to note when you're looking at this is, do the pages look really different? Do they look really different? Sorry, I'm going to get rid of this cookie settings things. No, they don't. If you think about it, they all have this, we're putting safety first, learn how for their coronavirus stuff. They've got this logo off to the left. They've got a language, sign up. The whole header and nav bar is consistent. Then they've got all the content in the middle, the article, the main area. And then at the bottom, this footer down here is consistent across every page. If I go to, let's see here, to trending now, you'll see again, look, everything looks consistent. I'm just now on trending now. Here's my article. And oh, guess what? My footer is exactly the same. So really, as you're moving from page to page, usually the article or the main content is what's changing. Everything else is consistent. The navigation, the logo, the header, the footer. So what we're doing here on our index is not only are we creating the home page of the website, but we're really creating a template, because we're specifying what the header is going to look like, what's the nav going to look like, what's the footer going to look like, and then the article is going to change as we move through. And then what we can do with that page after we kind of make a template with everything in the right place, all the links in the right place, the footer in the right place with all the right information, we can then take this page and do what with it? How would we create the other pages? I don't know about you, but I just duplicate the page and rename it make it have a new name, and then you have every page. So in the world of McDonald's, they probably made a template, and they've got the home page of, our, if I go to the home page here, it's just their website in English because I'm in English, okay? And then if I go to McCafe, you're going to see that this HTML right here in the URL is going to change to McCafe at the end of it in the English site. But they probably made that first page first, set everything up, and then said, okay, let's go duplicate it and go make McCafe. And then let's go to make a What's Hot page, which we're going to title Trending Now on here. And then they duplicated it, and then they just changed what's in the article, right? That's what's the important part here. So we are going to use this to create multiple pages. Okay, now here's my question to you. All right, this is the question I'm going to pose. Will the header be yellow on every page? Will it be 250 pixels tall on every page and 1,000 pixels wide on every page? Yep. Okay. What if you wanted to make a change though? What if you had multiple pages and you wanted to make the background color orange? Right now, with the way our code is, we'd have to go into every page, every internal style, and change this from yellow to orange. Could you imagine doing that on this McDonald's website? How many pages do you think are on this McDonald's website? If they wanted to make this bar up here instead of white, they wanted to make it red. Every page, that's a lot, okay? That is the disadvantage of an internal style. Now, we're going to talk about an external style and how if we put it out on a file and we link it in to each page, when we make a change, the linked file updates and it updates every page. And that's what a cascading style sheet is.